Hello, everyone. Welcome. You're listening to the Lowe Show. I'm Kimla Lowe, and we are going to be doing the star update for June 1st, 2019, all the way to June 9th. So I am certified as an astrologer in Western and Chinese astrology. I'm also a psychic medium, a feng shui practitioner, an author, and a light resonance healer. So if you'd like to check out my website, we're running a special just for the summer solstice for June. So check out my 30-minute astrology session at Kimla Lowe. Lowe.com. That's kimlalowe.com. And you can also download a free meditation and also leave me your information for your birth information, and I will send you your free natal birth chart. We use that a lot in our sessions when we work on our sessions because I do teach astrology as well. And I also use it in your sessions when we go over your personal information. Let's get started on the star update. Okay, June's a fun month, right? Oh, it is the beginning of summer. I am so ready, are you? We have June 1st coming in on Saturday. The moon is going to be in Taurus, and it is going to be kissing Venus. And Venus is Taurus's ruling planet, so we've got a lot of love happening here. I love Saturday, June 1st for the weekend date night. If you are going on perhaps a first time date, or perhaps you want to bring back that romance into your relationship, Saturday, June 1st is a perfect time to do so. So we have a lovely Sunday coming up as well. On June 2nd, Venus is going to be trining Pluto, even though Pluto's in retrograde. This means the passion is going to be smoldering. Oh, it's going to be just right there in the air. And Venus, of course, the love planet, is going to be trining Pluto. So this means that love is just being transformed into something that is, let's just say, part of your future foundation. I love that so much for Sunday. So we've got a double whammy on Saturday and Sunday. We've got a date night, and then we've got a lovey-dovey brunch. So I love this perfect weekend combination. We are working up to the new moon in Gemini at 12 degrees on Monday, June 3rd. Now, I have to tell you, this new moon is when what we do is we celebrate and we put out our intentions of our new goals, and we like to direct our energy into our intentions for what we would like to co-create and manifest within the next 2 weeks. Now, in Gemini, what we have is Gemini is a very social sign. It is a very light, bright, humorous. It is the master of communication. It is ruled by Mercury. Things speed up. Things get lighter. Things get brighter. You can do two things at once. Also, the communications are going to be soaring at this particular time. But what we have is we have a little bit of a challenge with the planet Neptune. Now, Neptune is in Pisces at the moment, but Neptune, even though it's a very psychic planet and highly intuitive, it makes things a bit hazy, a bit unclear. And this particular planet is in a hard square to the new moon and also the mighty sun. So what's happening here is there's going to be some perhaps confusion. You're going to be asking yourself about clarity, really about the value of your purpose and the value of your soul. And in this particular time, Mercury is really going to be amped up with this wonderful new moon in Gemini, and it's going to have you questioning. It's going to have you, having you wanting to talk to someone about your feelings and about how you're perceiving things, just to make sure and just to get that validation that what you are receiving as far as your intuition is really right on target. I don't really feel as though this is going to be a chaotic new moon. It's going to be smooth, but it's also going to have its insecurities with us as well. And if people want to perhaps manipulate the conversation or the communication, this is a time when you really have to have your screens up, which I mean, you need to filter out and you really need to kind of analyze. Don't assume what they're saying is exactly how it is going to be. So the presentations can be all about illusion, smoke and mirrors, and not really about being a more secure and really about being right on for you. So let it rest, let it ride. Enjoy the social aspect of this wonderful new moon in Gemini. I love this because, Geminis to me, it's it's the mark of the butterfly, and this is butterfly season. So if you have butterfly sightings, that means it's a sign, right? It's a cosmic sign that you are on track. So I love that as well. So as this particular new moon comes in, we like to write out 10 intentions stated in the positive. You can also write them out like you have already manifested them. And as you write out your 10 particular intentions with Gemini, I would really like it if you perhaps used the flavor, the frequency of Gemini, which is really to improve communications, to make them clearer. Also to speed things up in the process if you're having that very heavy, very stuck energy as well. Gemini rules the lungs, also the shoulder area, the arms area. Be very protective of these particular areas as we are going into this particular new moon. As we set these intentions, I would love for you to write them down, also place them under your pillow and sleep on them and let the cosmos really work in your subconscious as to improve your communication. Perhaps use a language that's a little bit more friendlier, a little bit more chattier, and also that makes you feel as though your particular words are being listened to and valued. And that's the most important thing. So Tuesday on June 4th, we've got Mercury. Mercury is the sign of communication that rules Gemini. And it is going to be entering into the water sign of Cancer. Now, Cancer is a more emotional sign. It comes from the heart rather than Gemini from the head. So Mercury is going to be entering into Cancer at this particular time, improving our psychic communications. This really gives one a wonderful time to work on any type of moving the intuition to the next level. Also, Cancers, they just excel in memory and memorization. So a lot of times what we will do is we'll be catching ourselves kind of going down memory lane and thinking back to the past. And perhaps we are thinking back and kind of throwing a little bit of flowery romance about that perhaps, really wasn't there when we were going through it. But now we look back fondly. We look back in a more understanding manner, especially having to do with romance, family, mothers in particular. So in this particular time, if you are perhaps coming off of an ending of a relationship, you are going to be kind of reviewing that relationship and going back. And what this proves to do is actually going to supply a healing element at this particular time. So it's a wonderful time to kind of go down memory lane. Go ahead and let yourself We are going into the future. But at this particular time, just kind of looking back and remembering those wonderful, cherished memories can really provide a healing for the heart. We have Wednesday and Thursday. The moon is still going to be in Cancer as well. It is going to be conjunct Mars. So you're going to be wanting to take the next step, perhaps, in your relationship or your romance, or perhaps you may be engaged, and so now you're going to take the next step. You're going to come to a fruition as to perhaps a celebration, a ceremony, where it's going to take place. Maybe you will decide on a save the date. Maybe you will decide on exactly all of the details in this particular week. It's a blessing, absolute blessing, but you're going to want to move forward. If you have been dating for like that 3-month period, you're going to want to solidify your particular union at this time. So Wednesday and Thursday, the concentration is taking your romance, taking your relationships. Also in business, you're going to also want to take the next step in perhaps surrounding yourself with a wonderful inner circle or a wonderful support group that can get you to the next level. We've got Friday, June 7th, and in China, it's the Dragon Boat Festival. Are you going? I know there are a lot of teams that take to the boats, and they go out and have their team races. And this is a big festival here in Austin, Texas, where I'm from, and maybe they're having some type of a celebration near you. But in this particular day, on Friday the 7th, we've got this really cool energy. It's all about new ways of doing things, not even new, but perhaps maybe in a different way. It's a fun energy. I really find it a little bit exhilarating. I feel as though because Mercury, the planet of communication, is going to be in sextile with Uranus. Now, Uranus is very creative. It has a genius streak to it. It calls out a lot of, let's say, authoritative ways of doing things. They sort of rebel against that. They find a new, innovative way to perhaps get solutions on challenges and problems that have been stumping you for a while. So it's really kind of a fun way to perhaps hang loose, be open, go with the flow, and you'll find yourself really in some very safe waters, but surprisingly getting some new information that may absolutely be thrilling to you. I think any new ideas that are thrown on the table, each and every one should be considered, because you could be really surrounding yourself with some brilliant new genius quality of frequency in order to really weave that wonderful energy into the next month, the whole month of June here. So it's really a fun day. So mark that fun day down, Friday, June 7th. You may go somewhere on Friday evening or perhaps through the weekend. It'll give you some type of a new experience ahead of you that maybe you haven't been there before, something new, perhaps with a new group, or if you've never taken, a cooking class, or if you've never gone down and went downtown for a museum or something like that. But it's really going to be a fun time. You're going to be meeting new friends as well. So this particular weekend coming up, the 7th, is going to kick it off, and it's going to be, I think, a wonderful, fun, high-level energy that you're going to really love. All right, Saturday, June 8th, we've got Venus, the planet of love. It is now entering into Gemini, that Gemini energy that we talked about on the new moon. So it's taken that week to kind of take hold. And as the love planet enters into Gemini, Gemini is, they believe that variety is the spice of life, right? Kind of like life is a Cabernet or is it cabaret? Oh, yeah, you got me, right? Anyway, what it is this wonderful type of energy that likes to move quickly, that likes to have a good time, loves to have social gatherings and parties or planning for parties, loves to get on conference calling, chatting three people at once on the computer, or just, picking up a spare phone, one for business, one for personal. You'll find everything comes in twos at this particular time. You could be, you really could be hosting two very important relationships in your life. And the question is not in choosing them, it's really in having the most fun you can possibly have with them. So I really do like this particular energy. It's not really an energy to be taken seriously in your love life. It's an energy really to kind of open up and enjoy. Sometimes Geminis can be called the flirts of the zodiac. They love to flirt with everyone, yet not really go to the next step in order to perhaps lay down a foundation. This is really just fun, 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 and that's all there is to it. So open your hearts, light them up, enjoy the conversation, enjoy some new activities. The social circle is going to be lit up, and group activities are really going to be a thing that'll be fun as well. To do things alone is really not going to get you, where you want to be on the satisfaction realm. So, take a friend, take your beloved, take your child. You really don't want to be alone during these particular times when Venus enters into Gemini. That's the sign of the twins. So they want their twin with them at every corner turned. So enjoy that particular energy. And this is going to wrap it up for June. On June 9th, we've got the mighty, mighty sun, which is now, of course, in Gemini. The party's in Gemini, everybody. It is going to be at a hard angle to Neptune, which is in Pisces. So I feel like people on Sunday may be kind of putting a little damper on you, maybe saying, I don't want you to be partying all the time. I really want you to kind of, concentrate on what you're doing. Or, it's really kind of like, you get called out for always daydreaming or perhaps putting too much into your dream scheme. I say, you know what? I feel like, this is where you kind of pull it in a little bit, have some alone time, meditate. This is going to be a perfect time to have a wonderful insight come into you. If you would like to be alone and be creative and write music or work with photography or film, or perhaps you're designing a new website, or you are working on a screenplay, or you're a songwriter, or perhaps, you've always wanted to do watercolor. This is something where, I really do not want you to feel insecure that you are not doing it right. What I need for you to do is just light up that creative flow, okay? So have faith in yourself, have faith in your gut feeling, have faith in your dreams at this time, because this could be a wonderful time when you're really going to be getting some wonderful messages from the cosmic force that comes in and says, hey, it's not going to be presented to you in a book or a sign or a class or a course. This is going to come into you through your DNA, through your subconscious. And this is how we are going to reach you, educate you, up-level you, download the codes and the new way of being that only you personally can really bring forward onto the planet. And that's the star update. I'm so happy you came along with me for the first half of June. We are going to get to the next half of June a little bit later. So if you have liked the Lowe Show, go ahead and like and share, and make sure you subscribe. And if you'd like to take part in that wonderful special 30-minute astrology reading that I'm offering for the summer solstice, we have it right there on my website at kimlalowe.com. Kimla.com. Thanks so much for coming along with me. And until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you.